Hello guys.
Hi, we are live already at Pinklotus-Foundation. Okay. So now we can see ourselves and everyone. How are you guys in this uncertain time? And I hope and wish that you all are happy, healthy. Let's see. Hello. Please say hi, guys. I see you all there. So today is a topic about trust. สวัสดีค่ะคุณกุ้ง Hello คุณกุ้ง Alright, yes. So please make this an interactive together so I can answer and we can share this topic to each other because it's quite very dear to my heart as well. In each session is all about our own breakthrough in this Pinklotus-Foundation / Coachology, and Gig and I are very happy. Gig today coming in to help me to see more comment.
Yes.
Because last time I couldn't see the comment, so Gig decided that we're gonna see the comment together.
Yes. And I have to warn you that today's episode is very deep. So if you have any question, just let me know because Christy here, she's ready to answer every question that you have.
We're gonna go quite deep today, and just because of what time is it now? Let's just wait our friend a little bit. Okay, welcome everyone for EP 7. Trust. What is it about trust that we're gonna talk about today? What is the definition? Let's allow Gig to share the agenda for today together.
Yes. So today we're talking about trust, trust elements and definition. Number 2 is how do we know that we might fall out of trust? For number 3 is characteristic of and signs of fully trust function, and what's the difference between trust and faith. The last one is for bonus and for questions, but if you have any question come along, please just type the question and let us know.
Okay, I hope you guys hearing us very well. If any time that is a bit lower or you want a clarity in anything, just feel free to chit chat and engage, because as much as I love to share the knowledge and share the breakthrough and share the insight from my own life, from our own client, and from the privilege that I'm able to work with so many people. I like to share one of the breakthrough, without further ado. I like to share more and be more. So the more engaged that we are, the better that the flow and everything will be fine, just fine. Okay, so let's begin with trust today. So what is it, trust? According to the dictionary, trust is the firm belief in the reliability that is we have in the strengthening of someone or something. To translate English to English is our own firm belief and reliability to somebody, to ourselves, to something. That is the trust definition. Okay, so that is the purely. So today we're gonna do step by step by going the a little bit deeper by step. I promise I wouldn't throw you in the deep end straight away. Okay, but we're gonna go very deep today. So if there any confusion or cloudy or wanna share, please feel free to type it on. The chat function is work well, so I can see you all. Okay. And then I'm gonna talk about further a little bit on the element of trust. The element of trust is the competent, which is our own competence to be able to trust and believe and rely on someone, something, or ourselves. Okay? And the second one is the reliability, which is we just talking a little bit further, is the ability to rely on that particular thing that we want to engage with. Okay, that is the trust element. And the integrity of our own self and toward another person that we feel trust to. Okay, and then the communication between the self to self or self to others. So English to English now, my own definition, and look as well, we talk about this together. What is it that trust in one sentence? Trust is a firmly belief in our own ability to have the strengthening believing in ourselves or in others. Okay, I say it again. Trust is the firmly belief and ability to believe and reliability to believe or rely on ourselves and others. It's the relationship between ourselves to ourselves, self to self, and self to others. Okay? It's basically the trust is the internal element of ourselves. Internally believe in ourselves totally, because the ability to believe that we have the capacity to do something and be someone and be something is totally based on internally, or the ability to believe and trust or rely on somebody is totally internal relationship between self to self. Because if our relationship to ourselves wasn't solid, that will show into the ability of capacity to believe in others. Okay?
So in another words is you have to believe and have to trust yourself first, so you can trust others.
Yes. So pretty much that people having a challenging in the trusting issue, basically they at some point in their life is have a questioning in their own ability and have something happening quite strongly even in their life, so that is quite shaking, and our brain make a snapshot of that event and frozen that event to our mind. So we run over that again and again and again and again. Either that strong event is the good one or bad one, but in this case, what if, okay, for example, I was having a questioning of trust when I was a younger one and I swam into the river and not, yeah, sort of river, a waterfall, and I used to to train myself to swim in the swimming pool. When I tired, I just stand.
Right.
So at that time, I tried to stand in the middle of waterfall. So the step, it wasn't quite able for me to stand.
Right, because the deed is not.
The ground is not level.
Right.
So for that, each time and still nowadays, even I fix myself and I try to do myself the best that I could, I still questioning myself when I swim that I'm gonna go drowning because of its the ability of unable to stand up. But that was like some sort of something that it happened in the past to my life. So you could see that people have the questioning of the trust ability, or ability to trust or ability to rely on something that depend on the event that is happened in the past, which is this thing is stored into our subconscious mind. And we talked about this a little bit from the previous episode, but I will review this again. So in our mind, we have two places, subconscious mind and conscious mind. Conscious mind is about 2 to 5%, which is at here, right now. Rationalize everything at this moment in time. But subconscious mind is about 95 to 98%. Pretty much is they start everything from since we in the tummy through the 7 years old. So it's all the program, what's good, what not good, and what you've been told since you was a kid. So that is all the program, even the automatic of the function of the body, that pumping yourself, like the heart pumping, the systematic in the body, that's all in the subconscious mind. So get back to the trusting. This trust is about like myself at when I were I think 7 years old, that I thought that I could stand in the middle of waterfall because I'm tired, I don't want to swim anymore, and I didn't learn how to float myself. So that is make me that event is an experience that's make me feel that I unable to trust the water, which is actually is the relationship of me that unable to trust myself to trust the water when I swim.
According to your experience about the water, what if we cannot remember that event? How can we understand ourselves?
We can actually thinking or noticing or making awareness of what actually that we fearful or we doubt our ability to trust in some way, shape or form. Good afternoon, Chianit. Welcome. And yeah, so that is something that we need to recall or make awareness of what actually that stop us, or we feel fearful or frozen to make a decision to go further step into that event, particularly. To answer Gig question, Gig asked me that what if we don't remember the event, which is pretty much we actually either suppress that emotion or that event in the consciously, which is 2 to 5%, we might not remember, but the whole subconscious, which is 95 to 98%, still remember that event that we take a snapshot of frozen event. I still remember that how I couldn't breathe under the water, and then my father helped me at the end. But that is already shocking my system. So that is questioning about the trust. So that is the trust ability, or the ability to trust or rely on myself, that I could make myself safe in the water. Okay. Or regarding to some people have a challenging to trust a man or a woman in their life,
or in relationship.
In relationship is because of at one point in life they have a strong event that is the mind take a snapshot of something that is traumatized the feeling of the ability to trust the particular gender or the particular form of human, which is either gender of female or gender of male. So like for example, I think you must find it related that some people want to find love and then unable to trust their partner, and then get into the jealousy mode, get into the paranoid, more like a control, and keep more like a detective in the relationship again and again, and checking what is happening. Is because of it that they have a traumatized event and experience that is frozen, the mind frozen, that snapshot is very hurt so bad, and in a way the body and the subconscious mind try to protect to not having that experience anymore, which is in a theoretical is okay, but the point is if we're seeing this any event outside of that first event in the way that it could hurt, it could harm again and again, it's gonna block the good experience as well. Right? So that is the trust area that could have a problem. So that is small shot of overall of everything. Okay, any question, guys? Any engagement? Sending it. I'm really enjoy our engagement. But the importance of this trust is just like some people didn't know that they are in the event of that could make people in danger or in themselves in danger, and then surrender. Defeated, I like to use that, or unaware to let themselves in that situation long enough. So some people live in the abusive family, which is abusive. It doesn't have to necessarily only the beaten physical, it's the mental and verbal abusive. So if we or one let ourselves into that abusive relationship for very long time. Good morning, Canola. Thank you for joining. So if we let ourselves in that situation for long without aware that this is a toxic, so it's gonna be effect to us in the ability of questioning our way to trust the life or trust the people that they gonna harm ourselves with the bad word or toxicity words and mental toxic or even abusive physical.
Can I recap a little bit?
Sure. That's a good one.
So you say that ability to trust or believe in ourselves or others, it basically based on our life experience. Maybe when we are younger, or maybe we already forget it, and then our body, our mind, they are very smart, so they think that this is danger, so they put a program in us that don't trust this, don't trust that, and then it's and we kind of like respond to the events or situation or orders unconsciously, not to like not trusting them fully. Things like that.
Yes, that because of our mind take a snapshot of the event that is challenging, right? Challenging into our mind. Hello, สวัสดีค่ะ Woody. So with that is actually that time is programming ourselves to that kind of evil that challenging our safety. That could be the safetyness in the way of physical, mental, or the way to express it, which is the verbal abusive. So that is going to stop us to be able to speak out.
Right.
So it all related. So that time is the time that the body had been programmed to be careful of that thing, that person, that type of characteristic, that deep water in my case. That or some people is just if they've been raised in the family that is mentally abusive by having parents have so many encounter partners, and then it's so messy in the family, so they will born with the program of they cannot trust the loved one, they cannot trust the love in their life because of the love is not real. That's how the mind make it, right?
So it's like this program is stop us to actually appreciate the love or the good things that other people do for us. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, because this program, it wasn't see thing clear. It's just a one snapshot. Like for example, I still paranoid when I swam in the deep water because of that mental thing that happening to me is quite strong. I almost like lost my life, and also lost my aunt's life because she helped me, and I tried to drown her as well, right? So that is like some kind of paranoia, because it's that snapshot is keep haunting.
It troubles your mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
it trouble until with this thing it could make peace with it
Yes.
through the subconscious work. I would say I'm getting much better, but I'll still work on it with that one. Okay, so this is happening with the relationship that some people have a relationship that cheated on often because of the paranoia in the relationship, and then start making more things that is might happen to be real or might not be real.
Right.
And then attracting more and more. So that is like how subconscious and conscious mind working. So to be in conclusion, the person that have challenging in the trust is because of at some point in their life they make a snapshot of a strong picture of that feeling that is threatening, hurtful, sadness, sorrow, betrayal, strongly in that particular event, and that is imprint into our mind almost permanent, but we can still working on it by awareness. Okay, but because of people who has a questioning in life, living through life without the ability to trust, right? And then this could be just one time, one big event like my swimming, or it could be some people living the life without aware, and let their life and let their power away by sustaining in the toxic relationship. Like for example, this is quite happen in common. I have a couple of friends who stay in the toxic relationship, right? For example, these guys I work with, and also my friends, a couple of friends as well, they have a quite common thing that when he or they were young, they had a girlfriend, and then that girlfriend is cheated on them with the best friend. This is a common one. I heard that it's so many young boy when they were a boy, and then even they know that is wrong, but because of that is the loved one, is a girlfriend, and then become ex-girlfriend, and then the best friend. So they thought that they could forgive it, and then they make everything the same. So they stay in that toxic relationship far too long, and that is become, when we aware more, it's hurt, and that is a betrayal feeling. So when that is a betrayal feeling, it's very hard when we grow up as an adult. We will see that everything toward the betrayal. So my suggestion is, if you have to live and face something that is quite questioning the trust, and it was wrong, just use your awareness, or talk to somebody that have no personal conflict or conflict of interest, and then talk through that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. So don't stay in the toxic relationship to promote the hurtful even longer. Basically, the trust is coming from sorrow, deep sorrow, sadness, hurt, terrified, betrayal, and the feeling of defeated. So that is questioning of trust. Okay, so do you want to wrap up or anything?
I have to say that my mind is kind of like wow. So I'm still processing. So let's get into the second point that we have today. How do we know that we might fall out of trust?
Okay, how will we know that we might fall out of trust? Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining. Yes, exactly. Because wrong is never be right. Do not dim yourself to the low level for you to live the same life, because some people never meant to stay in our life because they're toxic, right? And look at this, there is so many people on this world, just include only in Thailand is about 70 million. To lose a couple of them, I guarantee it's not gonna die.
Yes.
You're gonna feel okay to uplifting.
Right.
Like it's just like the closet. Like ladies all know this, men might not know. If you feel full of the closet, the wardrobe, right? There is no space to put a new dress or a new favorite shirt. So if the shirt is not fit anymore, like the relationship is not fit anymore, it's time to take it out so they can be benefit to others in that case, but I don't know yet until they are aware, right? But for sure they're not gonna be benefit to us. So in that case, it's just like be strong and be grounded on our own way, so we can find the right group and right people, right relationship with us, rather than dim yourself, dim your light so small, right? Like for example, sometime when you lose job, you lose the partner, and then you feel defeated. You're not looking for the new job or new partner in life, and you're gonna stay the same. I'm not saying that people who choose to be happy not married, right? But that they okay because they're happy with themselves. But if you keep repeating and then collecting the same frame, that the mind frozen with that hurtful, and relive it again and again and again, that's no one fault except you surrender and you let yourself defeated to the one single event. We always have the power to stand up. Okay. Right, yeah. I think I lost the second one. What is it that I supposed
The second point is how do we know that we might fall out of trust?
Okay. So how do we know that we might fall out of trust? We live the life with the fearful of to try the new thing, to open to the new relationship, talk to the new people, get together with somebody, someone new. And then we so defensive, thinking that something out there, someone out there gonna attack us, gonna get into us. That is the sign of someone that close to us or ourselves, that we fall out of trust, that no ability to trust. In my case will be like each time I see the ocean, I wanna swim, and then I'm just like, oh God, should I swim? Should I go? And I go anywhere with look or with some what you call something that floaty, so I'm safe.
Like a board, surfboard.
Yeah, something like that. So you just like you're gonna have to overcome yourself daily to be able to more open and experience life more, because the ability of trust is giving more to life. If we unable to trust, we kind of timid and live in the same box again and again, right? So another one, it will be the how do we see that live ourselves or their life in doubt, doubting that am I gonna do this? Can I do that? Can I ever gonna do this anymore? That's pretty much is the sign of you might fall out of trust. Yeah. Okay.
So basically is fearful, defensive, and doubt.
Yeah, with that.
So what about the characteristic and signs of fully trust function?
Okay. For the people that is, you can look at using ourselves as a center to see that are we able to trust fully, which is the first thing, that the relationship with ourselves to ourselves first. Are we open to the new experience? Are we open to the new people? I don't mean that welcoming them right away, but opening to explore, to know, and to learn, to observe them. But if something new and then no, I'm not looking, that is the sign, okay? That is not. So are we open? Are we courage to process into life? Are we able to interpret experience correctly, accurately? What do I mean by that is just like when something happened. For example, I went to swim in the ocean in Bali, and then the big wave is hitting me again and again and again, right? So am I gonna not trust the water for the rest of my life? No. It just have that I didn't look to the line of the wave correctly before I going to, right? That is how I interpret the experience directly. Because the whole ocean in so a long beach, I could go into different spot that the wave wasn't that strong, or I could go into the different days to experience the ocean in a different way, not too strong, right? That is how it's correctly. But if I interpret it wrongly, could be like, oh, no way, I cannot trust the ocean anymore. I'm not going to go in anymore because it's heavy and I couldn't stand that. And in fact, it's actually, the wave took my bikini out, the top one out, a couple of times, which is, that will humiliate and embarrassing. But that is not accurately of interpretation. So that's the characteristic of how you can see that are you in the trustful mode, or they have the ability to trust or not. The next one is the flexibility of ourselves to accept the ability. So to translate that is, are we able to flexible in our experience living into life, because of it's not always going to be the way as we plan or as we expected. Even I swim again, I'm gonna be like, I'm an athlete of swimming in the school. Each time I swim, I'm drown because of that frame, but I keep swimming. So I'm getting better. So that is how, like, so if you get to the relationship and then somehow the relationship is broken, is that gonna give you not to have the relationship for the rest of your life?
No.
So that is like something that you need to be flexible to have the ability to welcome the new one and the new chapter, and then living in the different way, different state of interpreting. Show yourself in a different way to be able to get the new experience, and then aware what is actually terrifying you, what is actually stopping you, what is actually fearful and make you doubt in your ability to have a real relationship. Okay, so that is another one. And then we able to change those experience by giving a new meaning. Able to make that. Hello, Annie, thank you for watching. Right, okay, so in that way we able to see things in the way of the eyes of trust, of the eyes of love. Because if you able to trust life, that means you able to love yourself. Okay, I say it again. If you able, the ability of trusting the life, which is self to self, yourself to yourself, and yourself to other, that is equally the ability to love yourself and love others. We cannot love others without loving ourselves first and putting ourselves first and foremost. Right. The next one is, do we have the ability to trust that experience from our value base? So basically, do we have the ability to trust the experience from what is actually happening, not from actually fearful mind and doubt is creating? Right? For example, I drowned when I was 7, right? Do I have the ability to have that experience looking back to the swimming? How the heck that I stopped swim in the middle of waterfall? That shouldn't, right? I should float and go back to the edge of the river rather than stop in the middle of waterfall. So that is how it happened. Not because of the water is untrustable. It's because of I did not do something to create that happen. Okay, so again with choose to stay in the toxic friendship who took your girlfriend or who took your boyfriends, and then stay that to lower your self-love, self-worth, self-esteem. Is because of what? Because of I'm lucky, I'm bad luck, or what? No, because of you did not stand up and own yourself to realize your own worth, that this particular person is not deserve your energy to be friend with. And it's your right to stop having the friendship with this person, both ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend and the current best friend. How the hell we can call them best friend when they do such a thing, right? So that is something that we need to reflect. But because of the ability to trust the life and rely on the life and rely on ourselves is requiring the courage to look into our life honestly, faithfully, and cheer up to be able to see the whole thing and accepting. If we still not taking the right action, we need to have a courage to take a new different action to have a better state, to be able to trust ourselves, because it's begin with ourselves. So we're able to trust other, because when we love and appreciate ourselves, we will honor ourselves so much that we do not allow to fight and to engage with any how to say a part of this word, any lower quality and lower
your standard.
Yeah. So I try not to say negative word. Yeah. So when you rise your standard up, you wouldn't mingle with the thing that lower than your standard. The ability to love yourself is the ability to raise your standard more and more, and that one doesn't harm anyone. And to stop having a toxicity relationship with other is not a snobbish or is not dumping anyone, but is the way to realize your own self-worth. All right. Yeah, so that is the characteristic of trust. Okay.
And what's the difference between trust and faith?
Okay. All right. So we're coming to this point, right? So I have discussed this trust and faith in the morning with Luke and a couple of times because of it's quite an experiential with trust and faith. It wasn't many people talking about this topic in the organization, in the living and anything, but the most profound one is happening internally, which is the trust. Trust is the ability that we can do the internal work. Is the relationship, a strong belief inside ourselves that we have for ourselves. The strongest relationship between self to self, that we honor ourselves, our need, our standard, so much so that we able to have a relationship, that a healthy relationship, and that trust ability to other as well. So the relationship with ourselves to ourselves, self to self, and the relationship of ourselves to others. And all of this, some people have a strong trust ability because their program, which is something that is the mind take a snapshot when they were younger, it wasn't being interfered to stop trusting in life, right? That is gonna go process very well. Like some people come from the very healthy relationship family, so that is gonna help them to identify and raise the standard of who should them let into their life and who should not, what kind of thing and place and other things that they shouldn't allow into their life because their standard is intact, right? So that is the trust. Trust is internally, self to self. That is the origin. Okay, so before we go into the faith, I like to share with this a little bit that trust is actually the way that we can maintain the trust in ourselves or raise the standard of trust. If you know Don Miguel Luis, which is he's the great writer and his philosophy is teaching a lot. But I will bring one of his teaching to share with you that the way that we building the trust ability to ourselves is trust is how we communicate with ourselves. This communication is in between conscious of us and also conscious with subconscious, right? So have you ever experienced somebody that lie a lot?
Yes.
When they lie a lot, that causing the ability of us unable to trust them.
Yes.
Right? Or even themselves cannot trust themselves because they broke their commitment, their promise to themselves. Is the bridge between conscious and subconscious all the time. So when they say something to themselves that they're going to wake up early to go somewhere, and then they keep not doing that again and again, no one know except them.
Yes.
Right? But that person has a bridge, has a crack between subconscious mind and conscious mind broken because of it wasn't in line, because they keep lying to themselves. Conscious say something, subconscious know that you lie. So that is the first one, is you have to be impeccable with your own word. When you say something to yourself or when you say something to others, to do or to not doing, you need to keep that promise and honor that always. Right?
And what's the problem if they always lie to themselves?
Because of in ourselves we have one thing that we hold in ourselves is identity. When we know that suppose I show up as an honest person, I'm always do things and I keep promising myself to do something, but I couldn't do it and I keep lying myself that I doing it.
Okay.
So subconsciously I knew
Yes.
that I'm a fraud in that term, right? Even no one know, but you know. So that you breaking your own promise to yourself. So that is making the bridge of the relationship between self to self, and you know that you cannot be liable. You cannot trust your own self because you keep doing things that you shouldn't do.
And that point can affect to trust others too?
Yes, because of if you cannot honor yourself or cannot rely on yourself, think about it. Can you trust other people? Because you're gonna keep that things in your head that, oh my God, I couldn't trust myself because I keep doing this. This is all subconsciously, guys. You might not pop in your own word, but you in deep down you know that you cannot trust yourself to make your own self intact. and you don't trust people integrity as well. When you cannot trust yourself, it's about the integrity in your own. That is also so. Yeah, I know it's a little bit deep today, but I appreciate the comment or question. So please coming in.
Yes, this is a very good time, guys. If you have any stories that relate in your life, please just share.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is the first one. How to build the trust in yourself is, be impeccable with your own words. When you promise something with yourself, you honor that, and your subconscious mind and your conscious mind will align together, right?
Yes.
But if you did something wrong, you cannot complete your promise in that. Honor that. It's okay. I still cannot make it. I'll do it tomorrow. Do that, because that is not a lie. That is actually acknowledgement what is happening. Yeah, acknowledgement every step in your life. So that is be true to yourself. So it's increasing the ability for yourself to be able to have a trust ability and reliability to your own self. Okay? This is happening in every area of your life. Loved one, trying to pursue some career, graduating in the job or in the education, or having a discipline in exercise, eating, health conscious, something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So if you have promised yourself to exercise 7 days a week and you broke it each time, so that might be the time that you have to revisit your commitment. That is it too much for you, or is it too strong? But it can be done, but not at the first time. So you have to reevaluate that. Instead of 7 times a day, doing something else, like 4 times a week or 3 times a week. Yes, Kun Kung agree that with that aligning is come from inside out. We've been taught that everything from outside in, that is not true. We excuse me, so passion. It's actually need to come from the contract of self to self inside, the way that we honor our way to live, so we able to honor the outside world as well. So that is how it's beginning, right? So that is the first one, how to increasing the trust ability into self to self, which is ourself to ourself, right? Is be impeccable with your word. Always keep your promise. If you cannot keep one time, it's okay. If you cannot keep second time, it's the time to reevaluate that promising and that commitment might not be suitable at the time. You need to readjust that and then act on it. Okay? Right?
I have questions.
Yes, please.
Is it linked to forgiveness to yourself too?
Yes. It is actually like, okay, so for example that you promised yourself to do some good cause, and then you miss doing it. You have to reevaluate that why you miss it. You miss it because of it might not be suitable with the time. It might be not suitable with the resources that you have, or it might not be suitable with your energy. And then once when you evaluate that, you need to let go. Trust is the ability of letting go things that no longer matter by acknowledge that thing first, which is in this case is forgive yourself for not being able to achieve that. Forgive it and then re-evaluate to the standard. I used to make a commitment to wake up 4 a.m. every day to study. And I keep doing it one day and then knock out for 3 days and then doing it and then knocking out. So I realized that this commitment is not suitable for my health and my resources at the moment. So I have to back it down from something else. So that is forgiving ourselves and then have a new commitment, new agreement and new standard. Because I'm not a 4 a.m. person at the moment every day. I might have once a week, but if I cannot do so, just make a new agreement and talking to yourself. So realign with the relationship self to self, so you can be impeccable with your own words.
So forgiveness is not an excuse. It's not the same.
No. It's just it's just the communication that you need to make peace and aware of what is actually blocking you. The way to realize is what is blocking you is just like you don't feel well with yourself. You feel something not quite right, and then find what is it that doesn't feel right to you, and then acknowledge it. And then can you do it better? Can you still complete that agreement? If you look it thoroughly, be authentic, be honest, and value yourself, and then you find that, oh, because I didn't do it, I can do it, I can actually do it, okay, I'm gonna do it. Or honest that, oh, it's not for me at this moment. Okay. It's the same thing with relationship. Yeah, this is like it's come from the long talk with Luke, that some people agree to be friend for life, or some people agree to be a partner for life, and then one day things shift in either side. And this is not breaking a promise though. It is something that you need to acknowledge, that the day that you promise is one condition and one resources, and today things change. You need to honor things change, and then communicate, be authentic, and have your own integrity to speak it out, to realign that what actually you want in your heart, and then say it out loud. And that is be honest to the relationship and be impeccable with your word, because you cannot keep that agreement anymore. Now is the time to communicate frankly to that particular person, either friendship or relationship or whatever, or this is come to the workplace as well, in every ships, which is relationship. So with that, all right, so that is the first one, is be impeccable with your words. And then second one is how to keep your trust is intact, is always do your best in everything. You ask yourself, and only you know that have you done your best yet. Even you say out loud, I done my best, but in depth down, subconscious know that you didn't do it your best yet. Like, for example, you might have a challenging family, organized, oriented, but you have to use your awareness. If you cannot do it your own, you ask help from the loved one, from the one that doesn't have the conflict interest, or ask somebody else that is not related. In my world we call coach, in my world we call therapy, in my world we call someone that is a professional in that area, and then bounce the ideas, and then seeing that what area that you need to do in order to make your best in the format of family, workship, relationship, friendship. That is how you always do your best in every area of your life. If you cannot do yourself, it's not weak though, guys, to ask for help. It's actually a strength, and I honor that, because when we know that we cannot do this and complete this alone, we know and realize and aware that we need help, and then we have a courage to ask for the professional, and you have to ask the good one, not the right one. So you can be completed and use that time, and then to be able to fully you. So that is how you do your best. Always do your best. Like I would say, in my case, I want to talk about my father a little bit. Yeah, I just lost my father physically, but not energetic. Energetic, I know he's always here. Physical, I lost him 6 months ago, and for the people who lost the loved one, it's always going to come back to the part of it's always going to have like a doubt of, am I do my best already? And a little bit of guilt in that.
If we could do more.
Yeah, if we could do more, what if I did that? What if I did those? Why should I? If I did or did not do something, is he or she still with us? Oh God, my God, I have that scenario playing in my head like long, intensify, day by day, and I have to go through with that. And then the answer, I actually go through the professional, go to others, people to help me, and also talk to look a lot, and then do my own meditation to crack this thing. And because of we can only do what we did, right? We can only do what we already did. We cannot do anything better than what we did. So come to that point is just because of the resources in the mind, the ability and capacity to do something is already there. If we did better, it wouldn't go this way, right? So at some point you're gonna have to chill and then honor what you did. Until because in this world we have energy so many levels, right? And then physical energy is one form, and then there is so many energy. I believe that human is like water. Water is never disappear from the earth. Water is come into the form of water, and then when get into the heat it's become steam, and then go to the sky, come down to the water again, and then get into the cold, it's become the ice. So the form is changing. It's the same thing, right? And then once when you open to that form, you will find more things with that. And then with this point of view, why I'm talking about this is quite deep, because we're gonna talk to the faith part a little bit, but I will come back to that part. Okay, so let's go to we have a be impeccable with our words, and then always do our best, which is in my sense of having my own father. I already did my best at that time that I had the resource and the capacity of my I wish he stay longer as a form of physical to be enjoying with me, but that wasn't happen, and I have to admit that. So he's gonna always be in my heart, right? So that is always do your best, be impeccable with your words. So the other way to build a trust between self to self, which is ourself internally, is do not make assumption. When you questioning something out there, don't make assumption that that person already did something. Like, for example, I did a lot of session with my clients, and there is a lot of clients say something that might be affect me or might be my own story, but actually it's not my story, because of we work with the client, and then the client is in their story. It's never about me. So my assumption is nothing to do about me, because it's in their life. So if you see somebody getting upset outside when they saw your face, don't make assumption that you make them get upset, because they might be in their own world. Because everyone living their own life and own world all the time. We never know what is happening. Do not just thinking by yourself, or in coaching world we call mind read. Do not mind read on that. That is the way to not keeping your agreement and your internal relationship with yourself. And the last one is, When someone did something wrong with you, just communicate it. Do not take things personal. Someone might say something not nice to you, might not be able to answer your message straight away, or might not be able to pick your call straight away. So they might live in their own world, which is nothing to do with your own world at all. Right? So let that be their world and focus on your internal world, in your relationship with your relationship, self to self, building that so you be able to build the trust ability to trust life, and then trust other and make more trust ability and relationship out there with you.
Yeah.
Right? Want to say something before I go to to faith?
I'm still processing, guys.
Okay.
So
all right.
deep to me.
All right, guys. Anyone want to share something? Okay. So, faith. Should we go for faith or should we go for something else?
Yes.
Okay, faith. As I mentioned before that this is come up with between Luke and I in the morning. We talk about this. Trust is the belief in our own ability to have a relationship with ourselves to ourselves. That is trust. And from self to self, we have energy and power to live the life that we able to trust and have a relationship with other people, with other things outside. Without self to self relationship firmly, strongly, we have no ability to create trust ability to other people. Okay, so that is the trust one. It's internally inside. So now, faith. Faith is a strong belief from ourselves to the unknown out there, unseen out there, that things always gonna work out for me. I say it again. Faith is the strong beliefs, so many beliefs, to the unknown, from ourselves to the unknown out there, to the unseen out there, that things always gonna work out for me. Usually this faith is always put into religions, so many religions, to to spirituality, or somebody could be to the authority, to have faith in somebody as well, or in another case it's like mother have so much faith for their child. When things doesn't look like they could have faith, right? Okay, so to share about this, it's just I have one story. When I was younger, I was in a trouble kid. I was a trouble kid, couldn't figure it out in so many things, couldn't trust myself because my ability of trusting myself and communication in myself wasn't there. So I went into the world in so many countries and left my parents behind. In a way, it's I believe I left it. It's just like nothing like that. I just went to live my life. So my mother always have a faith in me that I always gonna come back. So that is, she doesn't have a relationship with me at the time because we didn't talk. She had a strong belief that unseen, unknown out there will protect her and will protect me and will reunite us again. Okay, so that is the faith, which is a highly faith, because at that time I still didn't want to speak to her at that time, okay. So that is a strong faith, and then I come back anyway. I come back, and then we mend the relationship, and the relationship go through in so many level in life.
I have one question before
Please.
we go more.
Yep.
You said that strong belief, faith is a strong belief from ourselves to the unknown or unseen outside there or things. That things will work out for me. That thing, what thing will work out for us?
That thing will always work out for us. So for example, that
It's like a good thing or it's
good
like,
thing,
oh,
it's always good thing.
Okay.
Like you can see this in the sort of religious way and sort of spiritual way. Like for example, our loved one got sick in the hospital, and then we know the doctor come out and say something that this is not doesn't look good and things like that, and then we just pray. And then have faith that things out there, whatever they believe, they might be believe in Allah, they might believe in Jesus, they might be believe in Buddha, they might be believe the power of universe, they might be believe in the ancestor, father, or someone that gonna look out for them to take care the sick person, and things gonna work out for the best.
All right.
Okay. So true. Elizabeth, what we did in the past is the best we could do in the capacity. Yeah, so no regret. That is, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. So one of the thing about trust and faith is about living the life with no regret. And always evaluate and let go things that is no longer mean well in our life. I say it again. Always evaluate and let go of things that no longer mean well in our life. Like for example, I used to be fearful of water, but unable to live by the river. I need to let go of the fearful of river. As a little child, 7 years, 8 years old, that fearful of the water might be benefit because of didn't make me act stupid thing, jumping into the pool and then cannot swim, right? But up until one point that you're gonna live surrounded with water, you need to let go the fearful of that and then work through how you're going to work through and swim to life. This is an analogy. Swim to life easily, effortlessly, and enjoyable. Okay. You have anything about faith more?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it done with faith or we have more?
I have more story, but
Okay.
do you have question?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So other question is, Luke asked me to share this question, this story. Before we set up our own Coachology and Pinklotus-Foundation, Luke and I was involved into one organization that is no longer serve us at that time anymore, and they did their best, we did our best. It's the time that to let go of each other. And through the process of letting go, have faith that things gonna work out okay, and trust in our own ability to build this Coachology and Pink Lotus. We need to let go huge time. And that time, Luke and I wasn't married yet. And he had things that holding him back by he thinking that how can he build this organization with potentially a wife, which is at that time I'm not a wife yet, okay, with peacefully and not dramatic to each other. So this thing lingering in his mind quite some time, and also on my side it wasn't go well because I wasn't let go easily, but at that part I was settled. So it has been years of accumulating or things like that until we went to the Tony Robbins, and then Luke was encounter with one of the greatest person, also a coach, and then with one single conversation, he said that the coach is Beb Alfonso. Yeah, the coach, his name is Alfonso. Alfonso is a very respected guy. I knew him personally, very honorable guy. He sat Luke down and talked to Luke about it. What's in your mind? And then Luke pop up this thing that is something that is in my mind that sort of in the way that it need to grow. But it's something that I couldn't have faith with or I couldn't trust with.
It's
right.
hold him back.
It's hold him back. So Alfonso have the way to listening all of it, and then Alfonso asked Luke that interesting that what you share is something that our thought is has two way of thought, two direction. First thought is faith. Another side, not first thought, it is can come in two way. First way is faith, another way is fear. So what I heard it's coming to this way is always fear. So if you could make your thought and your belief into the faith part, which is things always gonna work out for me, what it could be.
Oh, that shift a lot.
That shift a lot, hugely shift, because I tried to shift him many years. To be honest, it doesn't work because we're so close. But with that single conversation, I heard the whole story, and the conversation, our thought is come only two ways, either fear or either faith. What do you think the story that you share with me is? Right? And then at the time, he said that fear. Interestingly, what if you could have faith in this story? What could be? So he had that complete conversation to that chapter is going to end easily, and everyone going to be safe and then on their way, and the way that he and I, as a girlfriend and slash future wife at the time, can work together easily. That is through the believing in himself, the trust in himself, self to self, and then the self to the unknown, that things gonna work out, which is faith. And before that thing happened, this is happening in my head over 3 years, that I'm very furious of not be able to compose this organization together and then live the life that we want now. And I always resist to life and always try to push things until I come to the point that I believe that I love the man as he is at the time and now, and whatever that we're gonna go through in the future, it's not gonna be now. Not going to be the thing that we stuck in the previous organization. So I have a faith at that time. I come to through the conversation of some wise person as well, and also my reflection, that if I want to love him the way that it is right now, either we stay together or not stay together. It should be love to stay and love to end. So I give myself a time that by the end of time, he's gonna figure it out, that what it is. And if he can't, I'm gonna end it with my loving way, still loving him. So since I had that faith, first is trust in me, that I'm gonna stand up and walk forward, and the faith that things will work out for me and for him the best. When he also have that experience with Alonso, when I gave up the energy and the power of pushing and resisting life. So that is the story of faith. It's I'm sure that during the time that I share with you guys right now, you can reflect to your own story life that is happening as well. So the nugget, the gold nugget in this story is always check your believing and your relationship between yourself to yourself, which is internally. Always check that. Make awareness in that. And then see that if you struggle to be able to process yourself, ask someone that you put the high regard on, that no benefit into that story at all, or ask professional coach, or ask somebody therapist, or someone that you have a highly regard and have a high testimonial to, because there are so many people working on this area, which is there are good one, there are true one, and there are not true one. We all work, we are walking the path right now. So I'm not mean bad to mention anything, but in between, to find that relationship between self to self, you need the sounding board that is very good for you to be able to build your own trust ability and admit to yourself, be courageous to accept that, my God, I fearful for this. My God, I doubt with that. And then seek for help. And with that, you will be able to have a strong belief that out there someone is looking after you. Because if you doubt in yourself and not working, in coaching we call chunk by chunk, level by level, it will trouble you the whole story. And my hope and our wish here is just for your clarity to be able to live the life beautifully, trust ability, reliability, and be authentically you. So that will be the best way to live our life. And life will be and always be magical for you if you allow to. Right. No question. It is so deep.
Well, even myself cannot form any questions right now. We are running late a little bit, but it's good because this one is reflect me a lot, and I hope that it's also reflect to you guys also.
So anyone want to share something? I remember that last time when I stumbled on this live function alone, I mean Facebook live alone, and I didn't find the chat, and I start to freak out that time. Where is it? Why am I alone in this? Is there anyone want to share something or any question, any sharing? You can always put it there. But if not, I have another one to before we left. Is like the characteristic of trustworthy, right? We talk about the characteristic of the people that able to trust.
Thank you, Nola.
Thank you, Canola. All right. So the things about this that to make a trustworthy in our life is just to be able to create and receive the trust. It happen to be consistency, right? If someday you come out with the living Zen energy, and someday you come out as a witches and evil energy, that is lack of consistency, right? People didn't know, or yourself didn't know who you want to present in your life. So the consistency is very important to build the trustworthy. Thank you, Kakung. And then integrity. Integrity is what? Is the honesty in yourself, and is honesty to know that you truly show up into your own self, fully you, without fake, to pretend to be someone else, and to honest with your own word. Be impeccable with your own words. With that. And then compassion to life. In some spiritual book and some spiritual teaching, they say that if you have to choose one quality in life, choose compassion. And that compassion is mean compassion to your own self first, though, to your own life, so you can have that energy and that in the bank of yourself to be able to share that compassion to others. Because if you keep compassion to others, it's just like you keep presenting the empty glass to others. You don't have that in your bank, so you cannot give to others. So first and foremost, it's you. It's never selfish to take care of you first, because when you full, you can do more, right? I'm sure that Mother Teresa, she gonna feed herself in the tummy first, so she can feed tons of kids, right? Because if she's still hungry, she couldn't feed other kids as well.
True.
Also, Oprah, to be that strong, to be able to trust in their life, in her life, and then make ability to other people to trust her, to build a good community. She need to work on herself first. So it's always my message that work on ourselves first. Okay, be kind to ourselves. Do not push like the outside world trying to tell. And this is also my mistake as well. I push through life a lot, and that is, it could work in the short term. And our body, we have this form of human and a cell. We born to experience the good and the good experience, the loved one. So we need to be kind to ourselves first. And then resourceful. Find a way that we able to have the energy, because the resourceful state is the ability in our mindset to see the way that we can get to be someone, something, to be more, right? To be something, to graduate in some study, to achieve some career, to be a good mother, to be a good wife, to be a good husband, to be a good citizen. It's always in us, but it has to come with the mindset that we can. The growth mindset that we able to grow beyond and above. All right. And then connector. Believe that we never alone, because we never alone. Because when we think about something that we like, imagine this. I think everyone use Facebook, right?
Yes.
When we search something on Facebook, like Luke just search drone, and then after that, drone advertising fraud through into the Facebook a lot. Right?
Yes.
Or lipstick, or dress, or something. That is energy, that's algorithm in Facebook, and life working the same way. When we focus energy in something, that trail of that thing that we look for is come to us. I always looking for somebody that I can work with and rely on, and we can build each other up. And then from there I met Gig, and then I met Plenky, met A,
Met many people.
met many people through that. But you need to know that quality that you want. So that is coming back to our raising standard. So we able to trust the life again by focusing on what you want and work realignment between conscious and subconscious together. We all connected, like Facebook. Thinking about Facebook analogy, right? Because sometimes it's just so scary that how do they know that I'm looking for this, right? It's like that. It's nothing to scare. It's the way that we focus the energy, thinking about that we want to eat something good, and we just think, and then one of the member on the family just make that or buy that. Like there is a fruit in Thailand called luk tan, which is the same family with coconut. And I'm thinking that I wanna eat this. For 2 days, day to Pijum, our friend in our house, she just come home and then take luk tan, that fruit, and I'm like, how do you know that? Because I was thinking to buy that. Right, so it's happened like that. It's the power of focus. Or in other words, they say the attraction, power of attraction, the law of attraction, which is you can look for Abraham Hicks into that material. So be humble with that life, with our life, just gentle in a way. Humble is like gentle in our life. If we need less, just rest. If we need love, seek the love that is the right love. Focus in the love that you want, not focus on the love that you don't want. Because love is never hurt. Other thing is hurt. Betrayal is not love.
Right.
Sad is not love. Love is the connection. So do not misunderstood that. Be authentic. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was trying to please father love by being something that father thinking that woman should be. And that wasn't last long because you cannot be someone else except yourself. And until I become myself, if anyone close to me will know that I'm very outspoken, strong word. But believe it or not, with this quality that people thinking that might not be good fit with women, I have a lot of loved one around me appreciate my strong word and sharp and like that.
Because Christy always speak out of her love. That's
I'm doing my best, but when I'm not loving, I can present things as well. Okay, so just be you're authentic, and people that appreciate you will be in your life. If you be someone else, you will attract the wrong tribe, attract the people who doesn't want you at the first place because you are someone else, not you. Okay, and then you keep suffering from not finding who the people that is our tribe. Just be you, and the right people will come. If the one that not stay, so they're not meant to be in your life since the first time. Okay, and then be available for yourself, available for love, available for raising the standard. And we available every month for the new topic always. Yes. We love you and thank you very much for your time. And again, I would, if you don't mind, I would say that please connect with me through the Facebook, my own Facebook, Christia Pimonton, or Pinklotus-Foundation, or Coachology, or Geek. Just checking our website, our Facebook, and share the idea what we can do, and sharing. We love to connect. And also, if you like to meet us in person or joining one of our course, we are having another course in July, NLP, Neuro, NLP and ICF in July. And also we are going to have an NLP in Thai as well, and also having the activity on Pinklotus-Foundation through July activity to one of the orphanage foundation. But we will continue and update with that due to the situation in Thailand. Also, our empowering woman is still on, guys. Sorry, we're supposed to do it today in Phuket, but because of the border and the pandemic, we will have to delay that to August 12 to 13, which is in the Mother Days in Thailand. And also, it is about Mother Days in this Saturday. I would like to be the representative of our organization to send the love to all the mother, the bearing and the faith and the trust into your own children, and the belief out there that your own children can be grown up to be a better human being, and keep loving and keep working on yourself, trusting yourself, and everything will be good for you. Gig, do you want to say anything before we going?
We will tell you guys again what when we're gonna have another Facebook Live. And thank you so much for coming and send the love to us today. And I wish you have a good health and stay strong and be safe.
Yes, have a good thinking, attract good immunity. You are stronger than you think. Your immune system help you and serve you. So be good, be smart. Love you guys so much, and thank you very much to be together. Honor to be here, and always love you guys. สวัสดีค่ะ บ๊ายบาย